The Supreme Court on Monday heard arguments on a federal law that makes it illegal for habitual drug users to buy or own guns.
The majority of justices from both conservative and liberal sides appeared skeptical towards the Trump administration for defending the prosecution of a Texas man, Ali Daniel Hamani, for allegedly admitting to using weed multiple times a week while owning a gun.
During oral arguments, Justice Neil Gorsuch challenged Principal Deputy Solicitor General Sarah Harris, who pointed to the founding-era restrictions on the rights of habitual drunkards as a historical justification for disarming marijuana users.
Here's what Justice Gorsuch said on the definition of habitual drunkard.
The American Temperance Society back in the day said 8 shots of whiskey a day only made you an occasional drunkard. We have to remember the founding era, if you want to invoke the founding era. To be a habitual drunkard, you had to do double that.
Justice Gorsuch added, quote, John Adams took a tankard of hard cider with his breakfast every day. James Madison reportedly drank a pint of whiskey every day. Thomas Jefferson said he wasn't much of a user of alcohol. He only drank 3 to 4 glasses of wine a night. Are they all habitual drunkards who would be properly disarmed for life?
Meanwhile, Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts appeared to be more aligned to the government's position. Alito said, quote, the most commonly used illegal drugs either had not been invented at the time of adoption of the Second Amendment or the adoption of the 14th Amendment. Heroin was invented in 1874, cocaine, 1855, methamphetamine, 1893, fentanyl, 1959. Marijuana existed, but my understanding, hemp was grown for industrial purposes. My understanding is it was not consumed to any degree by people in the United States until at least the beginning of the 20th century. Notably, Hunter Biden had been convicted on 3 felony charges related to purchasing a gun while struggling with drug addiction, for which he later was pardoned by President Joe Biden, his father.
I think this little law is pretty doomed. Looks like a 7-2.
How do you feel about it?
Good. I support gun rights, and I support drug rights as well.
Do you think people should be autonomous?
Yeah, and again, people, there can be some restrictions, obviously, but I don't know that you should be restricted. Maybe you should be restricted. You can be restricted from using a gun while you're on drugs. I don't know. You can be should be restricted from purchasing a gun because you also sometimes use drugs, particularly if your drug is marijuana, which marijuana is not a drug that is particularly likely to make people
like enraged,
violent, right? Alcohol is, which is why this line of questioning is relevant, because our founders obviously were big supporters of guns.
That was the most surprising
thing. They were drunk
so
all the time.
Drunk. That's a
They
lot
were very,
of shots.
very drunk. And drunk people are rowdier and more prone to violence.
I'm
than
a
people
calm
who do
drunk
drugs.
person.
So am I, but you've known people get angry when they drink.
No, that's
It's
true.
just more it's not everyone, but it's more common than people who get violent when they. I mean, some people have bad reactions to drug and become psychotic.
Right.
Marijuana heavy use I'm coming to understand, can cause a kind of psychosis for some people, but it's not like alcohol, which alcohol lowers the inhibitions just in general to doing things you wouldn't do otherwise. That's why it makes conversation easier, because it just makes it you're more likely to say things, and then you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I said that later. That's how it works. So
yeah, I think in some ways,
if the founders didn't want restrictions on that, of course they didn't want restrictions on. And I said at the time of the Hunter Biden thing that I don't care about that. It seems a silly thing.
And I think it's directly contradicting the Second Amendment a bit. If you're just saying someone is inherently dangerous because they drink alcohol or partake in marijuana. So
Congress
I think
shall make no law is pretty unambiguous wording there as it pertains to our rights to own guns.
So everyone, maybe we'll see. We'll have a win in Robbie's world for more freedom, more autonomy.
Love my Supreme Court. Doing me proud. That does it for us on Rising Live. Look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way later today, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Hills YouTube channel so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you later.